There we are.
I don't know. What do you think about the black one?
Yeah, that looks good.
Do you like the Roman numerals better or the other?
I think
This.
that's, yeah. I like Roman numerals, but
Some people don't even know how to read them.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
we do.
Yeah,
We were taught stuff
Yeah.
that's important in school.
we really were.
They don't teach shit nowadays.
I know they don't. Good gravy, golly molly. You know that's true. We were looking at, I was doing some research on eating, of course, and looking at the history of. Remember how we used to sit down? The family would sit down for a meal.
Yeah.
Everybody sat, and hey Vicky, how are you, girl? And Vicky, you're not quite old enough to remember, but like, did you ever remember sitting down for meals like that? And you washed your hands before you sat down, and you did you get to speak, or will you speak when you were spoken to? Did you get to talk at the table, or did you not get to speak unless you're spoken to? You remember that? You don't remember that? But we all prayed before we ate, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, did you get served, or did you get served, or did you guys pass the food?
Pass the food.
Pass the food. Yeah.
We didn't have 10 kids either.
that could make a difference. Yes. So yeah, it wasn't just the 10 of us and mom and dad. So there's 12 at the table. That doesn't even count friends and neighbors that would have been with us.
There was only 5 of us.
Okay. But yeah, that's really true. Yeah, because but it's different. But like now, most people, I bet you the majority of people don't eat at the table.
No,
They don't eat together.
No, because 2 people in the household are working usually.
Yeah. Oh, you got to speak, but there's no playing.
Even if the parents are there.
Yeah, no playing, humming, or singing. I get that. Yeah, we sat and we went. Now, we did not serve ourselves. Dad served every plate.
Well,
you passed the food to Vicky? Okay. Yeah, we
probably wanted to make sure there was enough.
There you go. Yeah, no, we sat there and Dad served every plate, and mine was the last because I was the oldest. Okay. So that meant my food was always the warmest because you couldn't eat until everything was served and we said grace. So my food was always the warmest. And I was like at that head of the table with mom and brother. We had a numbering system. Number 2, Tom is at the other end with my mom. So we kind of, we had a numbering system around our table. So yeah, it's true. Yeah, but it was different. It really was. I mean, we ate different food too.
We ate better food. Than kids eat nowadays.
Everything was cooked.
Yes.
Cooked from
scratch. Yes.
And or maybe a can, right? Mm-hmm. Or something that you canned.
Or frozen.
Or froze. Yeah. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, but it was all different menu. I mean, a lot of people don't. We had meatloaf with regular abandonment, right? And that kind of food. So yeah, someone else put the food on the plate. Yeah, dinner every night together until I left home. I get that. Yeah, we always ate together. Dinner anyway, and of course Sunday, that was even a conversation unless we were at some kind of athletic events, and then the whole family was at them. Our whole family traveled in a pack, so we didn't have I didn't, Vicky. I'm the oldest of 10. I didn't know what a babysitter was either. Oh, milk to drink? Absolutely. There was a gallon by me at my end, basically for me, and the gallon at the other end, whoever. But yeah, so yeah. And rice. We had rice every meal. Rice every meal. Well, not breakfast, but there was rice always on. Now, you guys had potatoes, right? Yes, I was a babysitter, the oldest of 10. Yes, I learned to. I learned to clean diapers I try to teach people my technique, and she's rolling her eyes. I cleaned learned to clean them like you'd clean a chicken. So I take there we go. Hi, Claudia. So I would clean the diaper. I take my brother or sisters or whoever else clean it, and I take them to the sink and I clean them like a chicken. You know.
Well, that sounds really.
Well, then I didn't have. We had diapers. Remember there were cloth
My
diapers.
kids had cloth diapers
Yeah,
too.
and the safety pins were the size of teaspoons.
Is somebody laughing about that?
But
Why are we talking about diapers?
I don't know. Ask him to get off on that tangent.
got off on what the world was like before. Just got off on the world of food and eating and Vicky's on here on the chat too. They had potatoes every night. I grew up with rice all the time. You grew up with potatoes mostly, noodles. Well, you guys grew up mostly rice in your world.
Yes, rice for sure.
Beans.
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 That was beans, rice all the time. Tortillas.
Red beans or
No,
Pinto beans.
pinto beans.
pinto beans. Okay. And tortillas.
And
Yeah.
tortillas and rice for sure. That was like always. on
Yeah,
the
we never saw tortillas ever.
No.
Ever. No. No,
Yeah.
but that
No, we really didn't either.
For us, it was like almost every day.
I get that.
But you're a different generation too than we are.
Yeah.
You got to realize how much older we are.
We're from the 1900s.
Yeah. Damn near. Damn near. Beans and cornbread was Vicky's staple. That was in what state is that? You're in the South, aren't you, Vicky? Kind of. West Virginia would be considered South. Now you guys are Texas, right?
That's
Yes.
right.
All the time. Yeah, and see, she's Illinois, and I'm South Dakota and a vagabond, wherever the heck else. But yeah, West Virginia. Okay, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
from everywhere, George.
Yeah, I'm the universal. I'm the universal. Where do you need me, or not need me? Where do you want to get rid of me? So the one thing, Jaime, that I've always been able to say is I have a feeling that no one is totally useless. You can always be used as a horrible example.
Exactly.
So there you go. So you guys, how's things this week for you? What's going on in your world?
What's going on in our world?
I don't know.
What's going on?
You seem to know everything. I don't.
Tons of things. He says, I know everything. Tons of things are going on this week. Just last weekend, we had the metabolic health workshop. I mean, we work with some of our partners, met some new people. I mean, tons of things going on, changes in health wise. I mean, we feel the energy. Energy is always welcome. We're trying to get a lot more consistent with the gym since there's a lot of things going on in our life right now. We've been in and out of town, and that consistency. For me, the sleep has become a priority.
Well, we don't need to go to the gym all the time because we're doing pretty
We're
good.
doing pretty good.
Without
doing
it. Doing better going less than we used to when we used to go like
All the
5-6 times a week.
mm-hmm.
And when you're going that often, how was that? Were you really, really getting in shape or that, or were you just kind of burning through whatever?
I didn't get into the shape that I am now.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I was actually gaining weight in inches. I was getting bigger. I wasn't seeing the results I was expecting for someone that goes 4 to 5 times a week to the gym, and I'm doing combination of strength training and cardio. I've always been more into strength training, and not to say that it doesn't give you the results, right? But for me, it wasn't, because it was something else. I was dealing with insulin resistance, and I didn't even know it, and that literally, just doing the opposite for me. Instead of getting healthier, I was getting worse, and I was just stressing a lot more on my body if I was doing excessive exercising, because in my mindset it was like, oh, I need to do more exercise, I need to do more of these workouts in order to get the results I wanted. I need to cut out more calories, and that mindset of what I knew was what I was applying, yet it wasn't working.
Right. And Jaime, you were in the Army,
Yep.
and so you were really like a fit fiddle, right, at one time.
Yes, I was pretty. I was I did work out back in the 1900s, early 2000s. So I got out in '07. It's been a while that I've been out already. I went to Iraq in 2003. That's over 20 years already?
Yeah. Two
Yeah,
decades.
Oh my
Two
God.
decades. Think about that. Wow.
Oh,
time flies.
it's been over 20 years. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for your work there and your service too, buddy.
thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Now I'm already freaking out that I'm already over the hill.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Just then we're gonna have the other side of the hill conversation over here.
So
Hey,
what
if you're healthy, it's great.
Yeah. Basically, I came back and always constipated from all the MRAs that we ate. I couldn't poop, you know, so that really, really sucked. Not
Yeah.
always being full of it, you know. So and now that I've been on this protocol, I've been able to reverse that after having it for over 20 some years already.
So your gut is definitely better then.
Oh yeah, I get to drop a deuce almost every day.
You take the kids to the pool, do you, on a regular basis?
Hey, exactly.
Hey, after 20 years dealing with IBS, I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
It was constantly being put on, what do you call
I've been given
laxatives?
all kinds of medication for
Mhm.
my
For your
poop.
gut.
So and it would even make me sick. The medication that they would give me, I'm like, oh man, I can't do this. It's like it would give me nausea, and I always wanted to puke. And I was like, you know what, this is not working. This is not working out for me. So I just went like every 3 days I would drop a deuce, and now it's like every day.
And when that was, you were dropping bricks.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, which will lead to here we go.
Yep.
I had hemorrhoids and fissures, and it was pretty painful back then. Be bleeding, and
Sure.
it was pretty scary because you don't know. You just see blood and
Yeah, when you got blood in the stool, now you got all kinds of concerns.
exactly. And they say, don't worry about it. What color is it? I'm like, it's red. But is it
Yeah, it's red.
but is it bright red or is it dark? I was like, oh, it's pretty bright. Oh, then that's okay. They're just hemorrhoids and fissures, and that's.
geez.
I was like, well, that doesn't sound okay to me. Gee. But finally, I am happy to be not full of it anymore.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. No, it is. I mean, it's a little thing. I mean, we can kind of make, because we're guys and we're kind of both have kind of the same mentality, like junior high. And so we kind of joke things off, just because that's our defense mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm.
But golly, I mean, it's a big deal, but we won't normally talk about that. That's not normal talk. Like on Tuesdays when we have our conversations on testosterone Tuesday, we talk about things that don't normally get talked about in a public square, if you will.
Don't talk about poop. But
Nope. As a rule.
I know, but today there's poop.
And it's good poop.
Yeah.
That's why I call. That's why we call. That's why I call this. What this does is we just refer. I refer to it as Gutenpupen. No, it's a German word, Gutenpupen, and
No, but it's very life changing, especially seeing him suffer for over 20 years. Um, and you know, you wouldn't even think the cost of things, but you know, MREs, it being fed all that stuff, chemicals. I mean, there's no fiber, there's no nothing. It really messes up the gut, completely messes up the gut, which then has all these other effects. I mean, we've learned that the gut is the second brain to our body. And if that's not functioning, if there's no balance in it, you know, it throws off the whole mechanism.
absolutely. And we just had an hour and a half webinar with Dr. Karen and Sam, the president of the company, just on the gut dysbiosis, called leaky gut. But
Yeah.
the company that we work with and that we have found and that we share with people pours into us hours and hours and hours of education is available. I counted it up. We've got 10 hours available a week, normal. Just, I mean, we are constantly pouring into us education of understanding of things that, well, you should know. Who would be taught, and even the clinicians oftentimes, just listening to what you said, Jaime, of what they were telling you, well, okay, kind of like there wasn't a solution. Here's another pill, or here's some gook to drink, or eat like this, don't eat that, go with this kind of exercise, all those types of things. And that's I don't know, that's elementary school knowledge. I wonder, let me ask you this. What do you guys think with the new food pyramid and the changes? Now that goes to schools. That affects how the military gets eaten and those things. Do you think that they'll see something different there, Jaime, or do you think that's not a priority?
Well, I really hope so, but the government always wants to save money, and I don't know if it's gonna really push through into our, education system that they eat better, but I really hope so.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does work. I'm very happy that Mr. Kennedy got that approved. And
at least another step. It's another step. Yeah. And the thing is one thing about, and we hear the rhetoric on food, and Americans are all or nothing. There's hardly a happy medium. If you say that, let's say you don't like seed oils. Well, there's a group that loves seed oils, there's a group that don't like seed oils. Is there some kind of common ground? I don't know. Because everyone wants to jump up and down about something or whatever, and they don't deal with the entire body. So I think that's where we kind of get messed up a little bit too, don't you?
Yeah. No, and going back to what you were asking about the food pyramid, because I work in the school system, and I've been working almost 12 years now in February, and I've seen throughout the years, and to be honest, I'm a baby in the school system. 12 years is not a lot for teachers, but even in the 12 years that I've been there, I've seen the changes in the health of the children. We don't really see, and I was guilty as well as a mother, the effects of the high amount of added sugar that are in the foods that our children are eating, starting a day with orange juice, starting with waffles, the syrup. I mean, it just hijacks that sugar, hijacks their insulin. And we see these children, how much they're struggling academically because they have these energy crashes in the classroom. They're falling asleep by 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then again, during lunchtime, here they go again. They have so much processed food. And it's not like our children, because I would see them, what they would get to eat. And it's not like they're running to go get the vegetables. If there was a choice of vegetables, they're running to go get the pizza, right? Because we have inherited these habits from our parents. I did. I inherited these habits from my parents, and it's the lifestyle that you inherit from them, and that's the way that you start eating, right? Because that is the normal for you in your house environment. So I would see, at lunchtime they would go and get the pizza, the pastas, and here goes another sugar spike, another insulin spike. And right after lunch around 1 p.m., I would see children already falling asleep, which it really affects them a lot academically because they can't function. They struggle to function. And not to say, children are coming with additional snacks to the classroom because then we have snack time. And here comes another load of all these chemicals that are in the snacks that we find in the convenience store. And it saddens me to see that, because now we're finding children who are diabetic. And I mean, we have in our family 5-year-old type 2 diabetic, a 5-year-old.
Wow.
I mean, that is not something, it's not a disease that you inherit. That is something that occurred because of the food choices.
Yeah.
Okay. And and I see it in middle school. I am a school counselor in a middle school, and I see how we have some children who are type 1 and type 2. And then I see the system that they follow, right, to keep their sugars under control. And it's like a bunch of load of snacks, processed snacks with all these added sugars. I mean, it drives me crazy just to see how much I see these children suffer because they're trying to bring their sugars up, but then they overdo it, and then they have to bring them down. I mean, it's just total craziness.
It is. I remember I taught back in the day. I taught in the 70s, early 70s. I taught middle school life science, and I had the sweat, what they called the sweat hogs, the ninth graders and sophomores that nobody wanted, so they just throw them to Mr. Villa. Okay, I got those kids, and we had a riot. But those junior high kids, I didn't know anything about the sugar deal. I just thought they were schizophrenic, because the kid I saw in the morning was not the kid I saw at 10, wasn't the kid I saw at noon, wasn't the kid I saw mid-afternoon, and wasn't the kid I saw leave. I mean, they were just up and down and all. That was then. And just that schizophrenia. Now, if we take it from there, because when you were kids, I never knew of anybody that was diabetic. And my dad was a doctor with a clinic in the house. If someone was a diabetic, they were old.
Yeah.
There was nobody in school. And then for big size people, right? Kids that have a 20, 30, 40-inch waist. We didn't have anybody. Do you remember anybody in school all the way through high school? No. And if there was, we said, oh, they had a glandular problem. Whatever the heck that was. But if we looked at, maybe they ate like their parents, perhaps. So when you see that, then that's where the whole myth, well, it's genetic. The only thing that's really the one thing that's genetic is what? You're all eating out of the same pot. You're eating the same way. Now, Jaime, when you were a kid, did you get snacks? When you were a kid growing up, were you getting a lot of snacks, or were you a 3-meal-a-day family?
3 meal a day family. I ate some junk food, but I don't remember eating what kids eat nowadays, like a lot more, because I guess we couldn't afford it to eat that much back then.
Yeah.
To eat, but I mean, I would eat I know that I would eat like crap because I was fat. I was very overweight. But I guess I wasn't eating like the healthy stuff. I don't know what
You were eating so often. And I think, you know what, too, you mentioned this, the seed oils. because I had no clue about seed oils. I mean, to me, they're all oils. Which one looks better to cook with? And I would just pick it from the shelf, right? But as a child, I mean, even my parents nowadays, like my mom is still alive. She's 75. And even her, like, I had to educate her, like, Mom, these kind of oils you don't want, even though they're labeled aren't healthy. I'm like, no, those are very inflammatory oils. You need to do, olive oil, extra virgin, and the avocado oil. And at home, we also cook with butter, with what's the other one called? Tallow?
Ghee and
Ghee,
beef tallow.
beef tallow.
Yeah.
So those are to go nows, right? But back in the days, we would just, I mean, if I can remember, it was really seed oils that I would see at home. And his mom, my mother-in-law as well, that's what you could afford because they were cheap.
Yeah, like margarines over butter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Ex-
Parquet, can't believe it. A Croc, Fleischmann's, Pure. I just did some research on it, and it's like, oh, I remember all these brands because I remember all the jingles because that's how they sold them to us and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
And
in my day, we didn't have avocado oil.
No,
we didn't
have
olive
avocados.
oil.
We didn't even have avocados. We didn't know what the hell an avocado was. Did
If
you?
my mom fried chicken, it'd be in Crisco.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
think I used Crisco a lot. I remember seeing Crisco on my house when I was young.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so all of these little things were the things that we didn't know, right? And so yeah, I mean, and like they would constantly eat because I see the habits that my mother-in-law still has nowadays. And it's that mentality that I have to wake up and eat right away, or eat something, or drink something, right? Or have this additional sugar in my coffee, because that's something that we're right now trying to educate my mother-in-law, right? And then after that, like, I have to have my little cookie. I have to have my little sweet thing, right? That bread, especially us in the culture of the Hispanics, a lot of the sweet bread.
Sweet breads.
You have your coffee and you have your sweet bread. I mean, I grew up doing that as a child. So we're already waking up first thing in the morning because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? That's what we're taught.
Thank you, Kellogg.
And you start already with a high sugars, high insulin, and then that was just to start your day. And then here came breakfast, and then after breakfast, oh, we still have a little, a little space, and let's do some fruit, let's do a yogurt, and then here comes lunch, right, and your heavy meal. And at least for me, it was like you have to eat, whether you're hungry or not, because it is lunchtime, you have to eat. But yet again, that's how my parents grew up, right? Because they also valued food, and we don't throw food away. We got to eat what you're served. And then after lunch, well, of course, you do a little snack. I remember going to the convenience store around the corner, and I would go buy chips and all this stuff. Now that I'm grown up, I'm like, oh my God, all these things that I was buying, all these things
Yeah.
I was putting in my body.
Yeah, and one of the things is now, thinking about looking at, I mean, here we are, 70s and 80s, and you guys are 20 and 15 or whatever heck you are.
You're too nice.
But anyway, the thing is that we, the proximity and the availability
Correct.
of calories for us was very limited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you went to a grocery store, you went to maybe a drugstore, maybe, and maybe a gas station. Then there might be a couple candy bars and something, but maybe not, but like not lots. Now it doesn't take you 5 minutes to get to up something to have a gazillion pieces of different types of food, is there? I mean, it's everywhere. The availability.
The convenience of getting things nowadays is literally so easy. And let's not say, the life that we live now, we go to work, kids have activities, and we're just in a fast pace that it has become so convenient just to stop at, these fast food restaurants and grab something because everybody is hangry at this point. Because I used to get hangry all the time if I went so many hours without eating. I mean, Jaime has a story where I was so upset at him one time because I was 8 hours without eating. Okay. And now it's like I can go 24 hours, I can go over almost 30 hours without eating because my body doesn't need it, because I've allowed my body to reset and bring it now to insulin sensitivity that it does not need. It's tapping to the energy that I already have stored in my body, right? And that's what we eventually want. But yes, everything has become so convenient nowadays, and with parents being so busy, everybody working, and we're on a time schedule, you just grab something and go, yet not thinking that it's going to literally, in the long run, affect your body metabolically.
So let me ask you, you guys, not too far, you both are on the protocol, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. You're both on the protocol. What is it like in the work environment with your coworkers? How are your habits? And I'll ask Cheryl too. How are your habits different than your coworkers' habits and what they do? What's going on in your? I'm the only one that's not around people all the day. I'm not allowed to be social. So, but what's it like in your world? Because you're on the protocol.
Mhm.
So how's it work different in your world?
Well, I bring my cup with my tea in the morning and I drink it. And then I might have Greek yogurt with some blueberries and walnuts for lunch. And that's plenty for me. Because if I eat anything with a lot of carbs or anything, even if sometimes we would get breakfast in, I would want to go to sleep by, like you say, 10 o'clock. I can't handle that. I cannot handle a big, heavy lunch. And I'm fine until dinner. So the guy that's in the office with me, he's sitting there eating. I don't know what he eats every day. He's always eating.
And he's on the shot.
Yeah, he's on the shot.
And eating.
And he's
constantly
diabetic. But he's more healthy than the other guy. And
who's also on the shot.
But then he always brings like a healthy lunch. He'll bring like a salad with chicken, usually chicken, and maybe some rice, not always, or spinach. And his lunch is pretty healthy. The other guy, he's on the shot. I don't see him really eating breakfast. He used to go to Starbucks all the time though and get breakfast. I don't know if he's doing that as much, and he's on the shot. He'll go buy the candy, grab mouthfuls during the day. I don't really know what he eats for lunch because he sometimes goes home. He lives close to let his dogs out. And he does not eat healthy at all. I don't know. I think what are you drinking? I said, I'm drinking my tea. And I gave the manager the list of all the ingredients and stuff. And his mom was having some brain fog and problems. And she's only like in mid-60s. And so I said, here, show this to your mom. Didn't get anywhere. And he's got the manager has a muscle disease. And where he can't hardly walk. He drags his legs. He will walk with a cane, but he rides his little chair, his motorized chair. And I said, I think this might help you. Yeah, probably would.
Yeah, so
it's just like deaf ears.
The people that eat the most in your office are on the shot.
Oh yeah.
And their blood's wacky and their size.
We had another guy. He works there part-time and he's a friend, and gave him all the information about the protocol. He has a lung condition. He has to go into Chicago twice a month and sit on this machine for 5 hours, for 2 days. He's got this lung condition, but he's on the shot, and he was losing for a while, and he is ballooned up huge. He's got a leg that looks black. I think it's dying. And I said, well, what's the doctor doing about your leg? Oh, he gives me salve to put on it. I'm thinking, what? He showed his doctor the sheet of what everything the T is and the balance. And doctor said, no way. No way. So what do you do?
Yeah.
And he was telling me the other day, he was talking about his sister that died fairly young. And I said, well, what happened to her? And he said, she ate herself to death. And I thought, Larry, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing.
Now, Jaime, in your world, you got everybody, you work in almost an all testosterone environment, don't you?
Yeah,
Majority of the time.
Yeah, just like her. Now, are most of the guys, did they notice how you are different from them physically and energy, and then how you're eating or not?
Well, I have one of my coworkers. He went full carnivore. So I mean, I guess we're all looking at him more because his is like he won't eat anything else. He doesn't deviate, and the beauty of mine is that I could still eat whatever I want.
right.
I just have an order of how to eat it, and I take my fiber, and it's like that's why I like our protocol that I don't miss a lot of the foods because I get to have it.
Yeah.
I still get to have it. I just ate pizza and ice cream right now. I just have my fiber first.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing that I like. The thing about me, I usually, well, I fast. I'm like one of the ones that fast all the way till like noon.
Oh, me too.
But they think that you're gonna get sick. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm okay. It's all good. But I love my food.
Yeah, I love food too. I mean, I cook most of the meals, so and we eat good tonight. Yeah, we good. We eat good all the time, but we also have you shoot your fiber, you take your balance, take the fiber before, and you're good to go. I mean, it's that simple because that helps control what we do. Claudia, in your environment, are you in the room by yourself, or do you have other teachers around? Or do you have what do your professionals notice about you?
Yeah, so they have noticed how much I have lost a lot of the fat and inflammation that I've had before. But one of the things that I've really not admired, that's not the word I want to say, but the really thing that I like about this whole thing is I still enjoy my foods, like Jaime was saying. I enjoy the foods that I like, especially being Hispanic. I love my Mexican foods, my traditional dishes, right? But just the fact of learning how to eat the food in order not to spike your sugars and your insulin is what has been one of my biggest takeaway in this, because oh my goodness. Yes. So that was me at the hospital after suffering a pulmonary embolism, surviving that. That's one of the craziest things in my life. But yeah, so that's one of the biggest things that my coworkers have noticed. Now, I fast and I'll go around all the way to 2 p.m. That's typically my lunchtime, 2 p.m. And they, like Jaime, like they've asked them and they asked me, you're not hungry? And I'm like, no, I am not hungry, because I've developed a really good relationship with food now. And although I still eat a lot of the foods that I have usually eaten in the past, I've learned them to do it in a certain order, but also have made better choices to focus on whole foods and not eat a lot. Not eat out a lot.
Okay.
Like tonight, yes, we had pizza because from time to time we still like to enjoy certain things, right? But we'll try to make the best choices to go to places that they kind of like. The pizza place that we went to, they do their own sourdough bread, Okay, so instead of going to one of these other fast food pizza places, we try to stick to places that have more of a whole food, right? Can I control everything they use? No, of course not. I cannot. And that's when the fiber and the tea are very convenient because we don't have control of everything. Life is still going to happen. At work, whenever we have holidays, they bring in food to celebrate and gather us together. And I still enjoy those events. And this helps me still stay in that state of keeping everything within balance and not spiking everything and throwing me back into insulin resistant. So
Cool.
it
But don't you guys think, don't you think, excuse me, but don't you kind of think of it this way is that before when I said Americans are kind of all or nothing, this guy now that your buddy that's all carnivore, I mean, he's just down the road, he's on the railroad tracks. But when we think about it, people that say, I'm not going to have this, or I'm not going to have that, or I'm giving up this, and I'm never going to have another one of those, or whatever it is, eventually, don't you guys kind of think that hunger always wins? And when it comes back, it's like you're on it all day. I mean, I'm just gonna I'm giving up candy. I'm giving up chocolate, whatever, right? And then you get a bar, and I'm just gonna have an itty bitty nibble. And oh no, just one more little nibble. And then and pretty soon the whole bar is gone, and you're looking for another one, right? I mean, to kind of see how that works. I mean, when I think there's got to be a thing, and you're the psychologist here, kiddo. But in our internal minds, there's got to be when you forbid something, the desire to have it comes back harder with a vengeance.
Correct.
And where we get the fiber and we get the teas, that helps to mitigate that. We can have that pizza and not feel bad about it. We can go have a nice pasta dish or rice and tortillas, and we can have a piece of cake. Now, just don't give me too much, or I'll comatose and have to take a 5-hour walk. But the whole thing is that it allows us to have the freedom to still eat, but make wiser choices.
Correct.
Make selective choices, right?
Correct. And they're sustainable because this
Yeah.
has been sustainable to the point that it also, takes away all the cravings. Like today we had for an appetizer, we had some, what were they called? Jalapeno poppers.
Well, yeah.
And it had this barbecue sauce. And before, I could have eaten those things like in nothing, okay? Because barbecue sauce would have felt like, oh my gosh, it's so delicious because it's, it activates that dopamine feeling in the good feeling hormone in your brain, and you want more. And because I'm in a state that I'm very sensitive to sugar, very sensitive to insulin, I right away tasted it. It's too sweet. My taste buds have changed so much, so much. And I've been only in the system for 7 months now. It's going to be 7 months. Yeah, 7 months. And I mean, I've never been this healthy. I've never been able to control those sugar cravings and still, be able to burn the fat for fuel and control. So that relationship with food, and my goodness, like it has become so easy.
Absolutely. So how did you guys, how did you find the system? How did you guys come about this? There's you and May, buddy.
Well,
See, and he was healthy there. See, that's what we saw, that he was healthy in that May picture. He was actually there, according to us, he was building muscle, he was healthy, right?
well, like I said before, I was not following the system the way it was supposed to be followed. And I was going to quit. But the wife noticed that there was changes in me. I'm like, there is? It's like, yeah. I was like, because she noticed that I was cutting the grass. I never cut the grass. I always pay somebody to do it. And so she saw those things, and so she immediately asked Bobby. It's like Dr. Bobby. He's the one that told me about it, and she spoke to him because I was always trying to get her to try it, just try the tea. She didn't want to.
And the reason you didn't want to try it was what? What was your pullback, Claudia?
Because I don't drink tea. I had never liked tea before. I'm like, I don't drink your things. I'm a person that I don't like to put anything in my body. Like, I don't like protein shakes, none of that stuff, right? I've tried them. Have I done them? Yes, I have. But it was never sustainable because I'm like, oh, no, this is not something that I need to be doing. So, yeah.
So yeah, basically she saw the changes in me, and I'm like, I'm having changes. I was like, I was about to quit because I didn't think I was having any changes. I was like, this thing ain't working. This thing does not work. So that's what I thought. But since she noticed it, and then she joined me because I wasn't able to fast because the wife loves to eat. So when you have food in front of your face, it's kind of hard to say no. So that's the thing. So I kept on eating. I didn't use it properly, but I was still drinking my tea. I was just drinking my tea like daily and using it as a pre-workout. But so she did notice that I was cutting the grass, that I was losing weight, and I think she noticed that I was doing more talking at night. So the I don't know if you know about that, but
Talking. Good.
No.
I'm glad you guys were talking more.
I was talking more at night.
I got it.
I was waking up energetic at attention, I guess.
Yes, at attention. Yes.
Back to his military days.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I was like, hey, it's like, so yeah, I was like, okay, I guess this is some good stuff. It's like, and it's all natural, it's all natural. And so she started to join me, and oh my gosh, it's like I didn't even know that she was that big. I honestly didn't know that she was that big.
So much inflammation.
And when she started to drop weight, and I saw her pictures, I was like, oh man, she did lose a lot of weight, a lot. It was like very noticeable for her. I didn't take good before pictures because I didn't really believe in it.
Sure. I get it. Now,
Yeah.
now did you notice weight or did you notice clothing size, guys?
So for me it was clothing size, and weight. Yes, I dropped 27 pounds. But again, if you
You
look
don't
at
have 27. You're only like Cheryl. I mean, you're what? Are you 5'2"?
no,
Not even.
I'm not even 5. I'm 4'10".
Oh, I'm about 4'11" now.
Oh, okay, you're taller than me. But so I ended up losing 27 pounds. But you got to understand, I had a lot of inflammation too. Tons of inflammation that I noticed. And I was going to the gym and I was building the muscle, right? But I did not realize that I looked like that in my pictures until I saw the comparison, because your body talks to you. And my body was literally talking to me. I look so old in the pictures once I see them, even just between 5 months. Like there's a picture of me where, like, that one is from 1 year. That 2024 picture, that picture was after suffering the pulmonary embolism, where my health literally went downhill. And that one, 2025, that was in October of this year. And I mean, the comparison as to how healing the root cause of all the symptoms, literally, like, your body will show it.
I guess she was
You
more.
don't even look like that person.
Yeah.
I
Like
know.
the person you were. You don't even look like that person.
I'm in shock of how my health was going. And I
Look,
felt
he's got biceps. Look at those deltoids. Girlfriend, I'm scared now.
see, and I am working out less than what I was before. Literally, That's because I mean our schedule is very tight now, and we know now we're lucky we get 3 days out of the week to go to the gym. We're trying to get back on track where we go 4 days,
Well, we don't have
and
to.
but I
I think
mean,
we're doing good like this.
but it's crazy when you heal the body, and we see this with so many. I mean, I was looking at Nikki's picture the other day where she doesn't have a exercise routine, but my goodness, you can see the muscles in her.
Yeah.
And because we have the muscles, it's just that
Right.
people are building muscle. It's not like losing muscle with other things that are out there. So, and that was one of the things, my concern with him, and because at some point he had done the shot because he had fatty liver. And it was concerning because he has struggled with fatty liver for years. So one of the protocols for him with the doctor was, let's put you in the shot because one, testosterone is low, you have a fatty liver, there's a lot going on, it's your weight. So let's drop that, right? So he was put in the shot. And I mean, at some point, I told him, I said, you look sick. Are you not telling me something? At some point, I really thought that he had cancer because he was losing so much muscle and I could see it. He was losing the muscle. And that was one of my biggest concerns was, okay, you need your muscle as we age. If you don't have the muscle as we age, I mean, just the simple fact of getting up from when you go to the restroom or you get out of bed, your muscles, you're using your muscles in order to perform those basic actions. So, yeah, but I mean, he also
And then
has
as soon as
reversed.
I came off of that shot, boom, I gained it all back in fat.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
back.
when you went through that, let me ask just when you went through that and you're going into the transition, did you guys ever have trouble sleeping, staying asleep, going to the bathroom a lot, anything like that? How was your sleep? Was it disruptive, or were you through?
Oh, we,
Was
we,
one of you noisy, or what?
we couldn't sleep in the same sheets because I would always have night sweats all the time. Like I would always, like I'm talking about like my side of the bed was wet,
Drip, yeah.
because I would always sweat so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm happy to say that we're in this, under the same sheets now. Yeah, that's cool. But
Yeah, my sleep was terrible before all this, before the tea and the fiber. I would sometimes go to sleep at 2, 3 in the morning, one because I wasn't sleepy. I wasn't sleepy at night, but during the day I was crashing out. So
Got it.
it was completely messed up. So once I started this, oh my goodness, like I have that internal clock that I'm sleepy. And there's some nights that I go, a little late, but that's a choice that I'm making, not because my body is not tired and sleepy. But now, I mean, I go to bed and oh my gosh, I sleep like a baby. I don't struggle.
Isn't it interesting? Joy's on here and commented that she just realized last night that she could taste and smell again.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's been able to COVID of 2021.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's crazy, right? Crazy.
Yeah. The little things that we notice. I mean, gums bleeding, toe fungus, brain fog, clarity, vision, acne skin tags.
Mm-hmm.
Just the little nuances. And Cheryl's thing, the most I'm excited about Cheryl here is that, well, you tell them what I'm most excited about with you.
Cheryl,
what I'm most excited about, Cheryl, what I'm most excited about you other than just you, but on the protocol.
Well, I had hysterectomy in 2016, and it was just preventative. I didn't have cancer or anything. And so ever since then, I've had to have a Pap test every 6 months because they're still not showing up right. So my last Paps was in July. Got the call. It was good. I had another one today. And hopefully it's the same thing. And the doctor says, she says, do you want us to call you or do you want us to send you the results? I said, no, call me because I'll find out faster. And I showed her what I was taking. I
Okay.
took the papers that explain everything. Now,
Yes.
she's a nurse practitioner, and I love her to death. She's very, very, very nice. And we talked about it, and she said, "Oh, that's interesting." She says, because I wanted her to see what I was taking because the PAPS test, last one being good. And she said, there's a lot of things out there that we don't know about.
Wow.
And she said, "You care if I take this?" And I said, "No." And then she said, "Well, how could I order it?" And I said, "Get a hold of me and I can send you the link." And so I hope that, she's interested. She seemed like she was, but she wanted to read all the stuff. She didn't have time, but she was impressed because I told her I thought that's why my PAPS test last time was
90 days goes to normal.
inflammation,
Because
I mean, look at,
that's
you can
you've changed, right? That you've
look at here. Look at the picture. So the top picture, this is a year apart. Look how much younger she looks.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, the guy that I work with, he tells people I take formaldehyde every day to look this way.
That's fun. But well, yeah, I mean, I look like, I don't know. You never were as big as me. So, I mean, I get that. But, I always prayed to God to get me in shape, and he made me the shape of a pear. And apparently I went all the way up to gourd. But
you're really bad.
That was big. That was large. That's why they call it. I was Mr. Belly so big until I became maple syrup.
But look,
we've been together 10 years and I have seen him up, down, up, down.
But look how much inflammation you had in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So a question I have for you guys on this is, you have a couple kids, right? You have some children that are at home.
Yes.
So how does this work? How does the protocol work with the kids, the family, and things are going? How has that changed, and how are they? And
so, I'm gonna take this one from Nikki. It's a family affair because I love that she always says that, and for us, that really is what it is. Because my 5-year-old does it, my 12-year-old does it, and Jaime and I, we fast, but our kids, they fast from time to time. Like this week, I think my daughter only this morning she ate just because she was like, "Hey, mommy, I am a little hungry." But we don't make them fast, but they don't eat if they're not hungry in the morning. So we all wake up in the morning, and like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, none of us ate breakfast. And I'll ask them, "Hey, are y'all hungry, guys?" And they're like, "No, we're not hungry." Why am I going to feed my kids if they're not hungry, right? Why force them to eat anything? And they'll eat at school, and my daughter takes her tea with her. My son the same way, takes his tea with him, and I'll carry fiber with me, and he'll have some fiber for lunch if anything. If not, when they come home, they come and have their fiber before dinner. But it is very simple with the kids doing this. We went to eat pizza. My daughter had a little bit of the fiber, and my son had the whole 6 to 8 ounces of fiber. So it is very convenient. And especially, I'll say this because kids are different. And my son, he is not a very huge fan of the textures of vegetables. So he has a lot of texture problems with many different foods. So he loves the fiber. So for a child like him, it is very convenient to give him that fiber that is needed. One, because I have a hard time with him eating certain vegetables and certain textures, like the avocado, the texture of itself, he has a very huge problem with it. He'll, gag and stuff like that.
Sure.
My daughter, not a problem. She loves vegetables, and she can start her day. She can even, there's days that for breakfast, she wants green beans. And hey, by all means, right? You're starting with your fiber, of course. But she's also a big fan of carbs, pastas, and pizzas and stuff like that. And it's not like I completely say, "No, you're not going to eat that." I said, "Okay, have your source of fiber, have a little bit of the fiber in, the drink, and she'll have a little bit." She doesn't do as much fiber as a drink form as my son, the fiber matrix, right? Because they're very different from each other. One does do the vegetables like nothing, and the other one can't. So it's so convenient. So convenient.
So let
Um,
me ask you this: so with the protocol, you guys, the families on utilizing the protocol in everybody individual ways. You guys are following it, and the kids are doing great. We don't encourage kids to fast. We don't do that. They want to fast, they do. There's no reason to force people to eat at any time. But
mhm.
the question I have is overall with the protocol. Have you guys overall on a monthly basis? Are you saving money? Is everything costing you money? Where are you at financially? Because I know you guys track things.
We are saving tons of money. One, we were heavy coffee drinkers. Okay, so we would go through a bag of coffee beans every week. That's about $30 at the store. So multiply that. That's $120 a month just in coffee. Okay, and that is not counting Starbucks coffees and all that stuff, which is like another what, $5, and that's just me. Now, the husband, my kids, right? So we're saving money right there. We don't do all these additional supplements that we were doing before. Like literally, we had tons of supplements that we were taking, that vitamin for this, vitamin for that, and supplement for this, supplement for that. And it piles up when it's two of us. That was over $100 just in supplements as well. Medication. Okay, Jaime has been able to let go of several medications. He's down to how many, babe?
Just 3.
Just 3 that he's working on. Hopefully soon. We're praying that he'll be able to get off of those too. I used to live in the doctor all the time because of constant UTIs, constantly feeling, hormones. I mean, you name it. And that was almost every 2 weeks, $35, $40 in copay. So when we added all that, we're saving money. And that's it. It's 4 of us that are doing the protocol. Okay. And we're saving money even like that. Because 1, we don't eat breakfast most times. 2, there are sometimes that my husband and I only do 1 meal a day because really we load up on protein that we're satiated for all day. And we have stopped eating out so much. We don't buy snacks. Okay, before it was a box of snacks every week. Ice cream, we would buy ice cream so much because this guy right here loves ice cream.
I still do.
And my kids love ice cream. But we are saving tons of money in comparison to what we were before.
That is so insane, isn't it? That's something that people wouldn't think about at all. I mean, but and people talk about the 5 days of the week, but the weekends, it's like the Wild West, isn't it? I mean, it's the structure for eating is all the barriers are off. You don't have to. I mean, and so when we talk about the costs and what we're saving and eating, we often think just on those 5 days. When you add the weekends in, it becomes a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, it does. I mean, so that's interesting. So we're saving money. The kids are participating. You guys are healthier. You look great. My gosh, and so it's wonderful. So if you were now, Claudia and Jaime have a link. If you're watching this live, if you're watching it on the rebroadcast and on the clips, their link, they can get you the same protocol that they're using, and you'll have a discount. You can get their discount, their lifetime discount. And what's great about it, that referral discount that's right there, if you use that and get them, then they're going to be your coaches. They're going to help you. They're going to help guide you. You're going to learn from them. They'll love on you. They'll get you involved in our Facebook group. They'll help you with that. And so there you go. And if you're in another part of the world and you want to work with us, there's our link too. Help heal your body. That's our link on the side of it. But the thing is that every Thursday we do this couples talk. We have the Feel Great System squares, Feel Great squares, And this week it was us. It was great. I'm loving this because I think you guys are special. That's just all there's to it. But and I think you're special too. You know.
Y'all are special too.
You're very kind. But the thing is that it's been great to be able to have this conversation, just real couples talking, kind of like on the couch, kind of across the table. And in the weeks to come, I already know there'll be about 6 or 7 of us trying to get on next week. So every Thursday. So Claudia and Jaime, they get all the points this week. This is the second week that they've got the most points. Other people have scored last week, but this is the second week in a row. They're now defending international champions. So I want you to take that home. But guys, I appreciate you being here, being on. We love you. And reach out to them, guys. And they'll have another event coming up in Houston, I think in February. When's your guys' next big event? Do you have another event coming? Do you have a plan on something?
Next Saturday in Harlingen.
In Harlingen, I know that Dr. Bobby, who the pharmacist that got us, our good friend pharmacist that got us into the protocol, he'll be having an event in Bronzeville, Harlingen on the 24th. So if you have anybody in the Valley, that's what we call it, in Harlingen, Texas, y'all are more than welcome. Reach out to one of us and we'll, give you that information. You have family members down there that they can go. It's a free event that he's hosting. And, just great information and special guest, Dr. Kenny, who travels around the world teaching about metabolic health, teaching about how to, have your health back. And we're looking into hosting something hopefully in February, but something that we want to get going every month here in the Houston area. Perfect.
Well, guys, I love you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being vulnerable and sharing all the secrets that we know of. And now I know that you're taller than somebody.
Guys, we love you so much and thank you. Thank you for having me. All right. We appreciate you all. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.